Hello everyone, how are we all doing today? We are embarking on a brand new journey. We are starting a new career mode on FIFA 21 with Forest Green Rovers. You may be asking, why Forest Green Rovers? They caught my attention recently when Hector Bellerin, a footballer from my main club Arsenal, became the second largest shareholder in the club. I was kind of intrigued to see the reasons behind it, and Forest Green just seemed like a very interesting club. They're fully vegan. I think they're also the only carbon neutral club in the world. And because of that, I thought, we may as well give it a go, see where we can take them, and hopefully push them right to the top of the football ladder. As you can see from the team, the board expectations aren't exactly high. It's only domestic success where they are expecting a lot. Everything else is generally low, which is good for us. So we just have to make sure we can get a good performance in the league this season. There are quite a few changes to career mode in FIFA 21, so it may take me a little bit of time to adapt, but hopefully it should be a clear run. Just to clarify where we are at with the settings, we are going to be running on legendary. Obviously, if that is too easy or too hard, we will adapt it as time goes on. Every other setting is as it is already set. Negotiation strictness is loose. I know there's also strict. There's no mid ground. I'm just going to leave it on that because that's the initial setting that was there in the game. So with that all said and done, we can move straight into the career. Starting out like normal, we have 3 pre-season tournaments to choose from. Obviously, I am going to go for the one with the most amount of money involved. This will be the European International Cup. The difficulty seems to be exactly the same for every single competition, so it makes sense to go for the one with the most money. And here we are in the hub where it's all going to go down. We will start off just checking through a few emails. Like we looked at before, there aren't that many expectations from what we saw before apart from domestic success. I can't lie, I may well have already recorded this episode once before, so I do know that we are expected to get automatic promotion. Unfortunately, I didn't record any audio on the last one, so it's just a quiet video of nothingness. So here we are again. Promotion is all we need to get. Youth development and everything else is not too bad. I know we need to hire a... Okay, no, maybe they are a little bit different. Sell 2 players and sign 2 crucial players to replace them. We can do that for sure. Get a streak of 5 clean sheets. That may actually be quite difficult. But if I go and look at the team, there is a bit of work to do. I am going to be changing the system. We do run with 5 at the back currently, but I'm going to go to a bit more of a normal 4-2-3-1 or even 4-3-3 formation. I just feel a bit more comfortable with that. And I actually believe the playing staff that we have probably suits that a little bit better. Alright, I've made a couple of changes to the team. You can see the formation here. We do have a bit of a dilemma where we don't really have any very good left-sided defenders. We do currently have Wagstaff, and I do intend to retrain him into a left back or left wing back position. It shouldn't be that hard to do, so we'll get onto that in just a second. We've gone with Mikulski up top. I've noted that we definitely do need a right winger. Our central midfield seems pretty reasonable at the moment, and in terms of the players that we're looking to sell, we do have an influx of strikers, so I might sell Bunker. I did do that on the last one where the recording didn't work, unfortunately, and we did get about $500,000. So I'm thinking Stevens here. I may have just said Bunker, didn't I? Stevens here, and then also March that we may look to move on. As I was saying, I've just added Stevens and March to the transfer list. We may not get that much money for them, but anything we can get will be a nice little bonus. If we just go to the office, you can see 1.49 million. It's not amazing, but we should be able to bring 1 or 2 players in. I also need to be aware that I do want to potentially take a big route through youth players this season and really develop them, because I feel like that will work out quite well for us. If we take a very quick look at the youth academy already, you can see we haven't exactly been blessed with players that are already currently in the squad. I like to go for players that are 80 and above potential, so I don't really think that any of these are going to be suitable so far. We'll go and try and find a couple of transfer targets now, and then we'll come back and revisit this later on. These are some of the targets that I'm looking to go for. It's similar to what I did before, and fortunately for me, I do know who I can and can't move for. A lot of these players are unwilling to relocate at the moment. However, Appiah is one player that we can definitely move for. I believe he is around a 64 or 65 currently, so that is definitely a possibility for us to sign. If I can get him for around 1 to 1.2 million, I think it's definitely a solid deal. So we'll jump in and see what we can get him for. Alright, we just had some dodgy negotiations. They wanted about 1.35 million. I was going at around 1.15. And then as soon as we put the percentage up of sale to give them more money in the future. They then decided they wanted 2 million. So I've pulled out of this deal for the moment. I will go back and visit it again. There's also Omar Rekik. I think we might be able to get a hold of him, potentially on a loan with a purchase at the end. But we'll have to try. I'm pretty sure he might be one of the guys that doesn't want to relocate, but we'll give it a go as well. Training's had a complete overhaul for this game, and I'm not really completely familiar with it at this current moment in time. So whilst this goes on and whilst I'm trying to learn it, I will just continue to simulate a lot of the sessions. I understand that balancing out sharpness, fitness is a very big feature, so I will need to learn pretty quickly. We have also received an offer for Matthew Stevens of 520,000, which is actually above his value. I'm thinking we should probably try and get a little bit more, because why the hell not? And we'll start the offer at 750,000, and then we'll work it down to their bid that they did previously place. If we can get him for that much sold and out of the club, then we're definitely on for a decent transfer budget to look for players elsewhere. All right, we're rolling into our first game. I'm not going to play it, and I'm not going to quick sim it either. We have a general simulation feature, which is new for this game altogether. I have seen it once already, and I was very impressed. Obviously, for this, I'll cut in and out of when important things in the game happen, and yeah, we'll see how we go. We've kicked off and we're underway. Definitely looks like our wingers stick very wide out on the pitch. It might be a good idea to actually let them start moving in a little bit more. Good defending there. Let's try and get this out. Pass him around the back. Can we move it up the pitch though? That is the question, and get it into a dangerous area. By the looks of it, that is fantastic, and 1-0. Whitehouse, good stuff. We don't have the possession, but we're definitely dominating the game in every other area. As we know, possession really doesn't always mean everything. As long as we're getting the majority of the chances, and good chances at that, we should be in good stead. There we go, 2-0. Allen. What can we do here? Can we get it back through? Number 20 was in a good position there. Beauty. Beautiful. Great team goal. Whitehouse with his second of the game. That was really well worked. Really well. We seem to be taking our chances well. 3 out of the 4 shots on target. Make that 4 out of the 5 goals. Or 4 out of the 5 shots on target, sorry. 4 goals. Fantastic. I couldn't really ask for any more in this first game. Especially a game that I'm not even playing in. The formation change seems to be working as well, so hopefully we can take this over into the next game. But the perfect start for this pre-season tournament. Okay, our agents were delegating away for Matthew Stevens, and we managed to get an extra £60,000 out of whatever club has offered for him. I don't actually recognise the badge, but okay, there we go. Arges Pistesti. Yep, we'll go with that one. That is the club that is signing Matthew Stevens. That's actually a decent amount of money that we should be getting in. And very soon, all of the scout reports should be flooding in for all those players, and hopefully we can nail one of them down. In the meantime, we have got our second game, this time against Water Poznan. I'm actually just going to quick sim this one. Hopefully we can come out with a victory. But we didn't, we lost. Okay, not great. And they were a man down. We really should have done better there. We had more chances too, so that's disappointing. I may well have to play the last group stage match. And yes, by the looks of it, that is what we're going to have to do, because the last match will be against FC Bayern 2, their second team, who are leading the group currently. And I think we definitely, yes, by the looks of it, whatever happens, we need to get a win in this final match. Otherwise, we probably will be out of this tournament at the group stage, which is not what we want. I was still actually waiting for a lot of the scout reports to come back through, because I'm not going to lie, not being able to get Appiah has thrown me off a little bit, because he was a lot easier to get hold of previously. Now they are just holding out for what looks like 2 million, which I really don't want to spend. I was hoping to get him for around 1, maybe 1.2. So it's definitely going to be difficult, and I don't really know what direction to go in. I'm tempted next time to try and loan him and then go for a permanent deal at the end of the season. That could be a good idea, because we might be able to nail him down for a more reasonable period of time and a more reasonable price at that too. But whilst that was happening, we've rolled into the final game up against FC Bayern 2. I really don't know what's going to happen. I decided not to play from the start. We have scored already, which is a fantastic start. I didn't want to just play the game flat out. I'll save that for potentially the first league game of the season or something later on. But I thought I'll simulate it and then we can just hop in if we need to at some point later in the game. Okay, this is great play here. Oh, okay, this is 2-0 already. Potentially here. Number 7, Adams. Nope, Winchester again. Need to get my numbers right. Beauty. Clinical. Our midfield is flying. They're really, really clinical. I'm even tempted here. We could get to half-time and we may actually be able to sim. It's that comfortable. 4-0. Empty in the box, unmarked. Good play. 5-0. This is incredible. What's happening? Adams with his second goal of the game. What do I even say? I'm just going to jump to the result. Still 5-0. No more goals, but there we go. What a victory. And we're through to the next round for sure. It's guaranteed. Stamina appears to be very low for this game. The boys probably should have been rested up a little bit more. Obviously, that is my fault, but I'm trying to understand how the whole fitness scenario works on this game. And we are off. If I'm being brutally honest, I'm not going to expect too much from here. A defeat is most likely on the cards because we are playing a lot of the boys that aren't sharp, but obviously they have the fitness, which is the most important thing. We have a couple of the other lads to sub on if we need to later on in case it does get desperate, and we also, of course, can jump in, like I said. Okay, 1-0. We have conceded. They have been all over us so far. Can we get through this defensive line? Good work by Whitehouse. Fantastic work. What a goal. Whitehouse, you superstar. It's a great bit of play again. Whitehouse, 2-1. Second goal of the game. However, they are through here on the counter. It's a shame. I don't know if we have extra time here or if we just go straight to penalties. Okay, penalty kicks. There we go, boys. Off the post already. I could jump in for this, but I'm not. I'm just going to let them do what they do. Nice. Come on, let's save it. Good stuff. Good save. Oh, no. Okay, it's not looking good here. Save. No, I think it's going to be all over here. They missed. We're still in. Let's go. Come on, come on, come on. Save it, save it, save it. Okay, there we go. Oh, that's a shame. We definitely deserve to win that. 100%. We went a bit sloppy in the second half. With the team that we put out, it was a very good effort. It's a shame, but we lost. And we are out of the pre-season tournament. We didn't make it through, unfortunately, but we did receive another 400,000 in money. I did have around 2.6, 2.7 million, so I think we should have all of that money if I quickly look at the office. And I do 3.16 million now, which is a very healthy budget. My issue is, where do I spend it? I'm definitely going to go and buy a scout in a minute and get the youth system, youth squad started up. But in general, I think I need a bit of help. A lot of these guys I can't approach. They're either too expensive or they just don't want to relocate at the moment, as with Rekic. Appiah is the only one that we can go for. I'm going to approach to loan him, hopefully with a fee on the end of it that I might be able to get down low enough so it's reasonable at the end of the season. But I need your input. Let me know who I can go for. Let me know who I can sign and tell me in the comments. Anything to do with the club, if you've got any tips, any hints, any suggestions, I take it all on board. I really like having the outside input. But for now, we're going to try and get Appiah. I'll let you know what happens at the end. I don't think it's going to be too successful, unfortunately. Okay, I screwed it up. They were happy to let him go on loan, but they wanted 1.6 million at the end of the season. I probably should have just accepted it so that we could actually just get him in the door already. But, of course, I got greedy and kind of failed that one. So, unfortunately, that one didn't happen. But in the future, you never know. Maybe fourth time lucky, I don't know. I've done a tiny bit more research. We are going to actually get in and play a game, but just very quickly, I've gone for a couple more players. Scouting-wise, we've got Xavier Amici. He used to play for Arsenal himself. We might be able to get a hold of him. He's only around 700,000, which could be a good little deal. And he's got good acceleration, good speed. I think he's very creative, so hopefully he should have high potential as well. We'll probably make a move for him. Alan Virginius as well. I think he has a lot of potential. Pacey winger. We do need a winger anyway, so that could work out. And also Ricky J. Jones. I know we have said about having an influx of strikers, but look, he can play as cam or as a left wing. And look at the pace stats on him. The acceleration and sprint speed are incredible. I'm going to put a bid in for at least 2 out of these 3 or 4, and then I'll let you know what happens. Okay, you'll just catch me on the end of negotiations for Xavier and Michi. We've managed to strike a deal for 650,000. You'll also see from this menu that we've actually got Ricky J. Jones as well going to contract negotiations. I think that was 650,000 as well. So a combined 1.3 million. They're both on low wages, so hopefully we can do the same and get them relatively low, and it shouldn't dent the transfer budget too much. Like I said, low wages, only 600. Obviously, there's a signing bonus, but still 5,500 is nothing overall. We'll accept that, and Ricky J. Jones is joining up with the club. Very exciting, very pacey player, so hopefully he'll do well. And now we can get onto the negotiations for Amici. Amici is going to be on a little bit more. He's closer to 2,000, in fact, which isn't exactly what I wanted, but overall, again, it really isn't that much of a dent into the budget. In terms of the other players, I'll probably leave them for the moment. I may go for this guy, Jamal Musiala from Bayern. I think I should be able to get him too. Obviously, the cam position is okay at the moment, but depth would always be good. Okay, here we are. We're going into our final game of the day, and it is the first game of the League 2 campaign as well. I may have also bought another player. I did go for Musiala in the end, and he is actually a 62, so that looks very good for us. We are going to start the 3 new boys, Jones, Musiala, and Amici. I did say I was going to play the whole thing, but I feel like this episode has dragged out a long way. So we are actually going to simulate it from the start, and then probably jump in around the 60th, maybe 70th minute, and see if we can just get a little bit of game time in. I promise next episode we will actually play more games. It's just there's been so much going on in this first episode. I do think that the episode time is probably going to run on a little bit longer than usual. I'm sure you guys don't mind too much. Of course, if you do like it, make sure you hit a like. But anyway, let's kick off, see what we can do up against Bolton. Good play here. Jones is going to be getting in the middle. Shame we couldn't bring it back to him, but still in a dangerous area. Lovely stuff. Who just scored? Cadden. Good, good, good. Away from home as well this game, so it's always going to be tricky for our first match of the season. And again, fantastic save by McGee. He's really keeping us in. As soon as I say that, we concede our goal. And we're off. I'm genuinely surprised how quick we just went into that game. Michi with a great run here.
Adams.
It's a great bit of play. Oh, just over. Scooped it. Way to win back possession there. Whitehouse with the run. Is anyone else making some better runs? Actually, not at the moment. Amici, good save. That kind of come out of nothing, that chance. Okay, let's get that ball out. Still got time here. Come on, Amici. Come on, get there, get there, get there. I fear this game may end as it started the second half. 1-1. We came close on a couple of opportunities, but the passing's just not quite there. You can definitely notice the difference between playing with higher quality, higher rating players in comparison to these boys. It'll come with time. It'll come with time. We've got some new additions, and with a couple more, we should be in a good place. In general, I have a good feeling about this team. Like I said, we definitely do have a good team. Unfortunately, Musiala, who we've only just signed, is out for 4 weeks, which really is a slight kick in the teeth after we've only just signed him. But still, we have a lot of potential with our team. We are gradually getting there with some depth. We obviously need a couple more players. I am going to sort out all of the youth academy and everything next time, which probably will take up quite a big chunk of our budget. If there's anyone you think we could sign on loan or even sign for free, any other small changes or information on how I can properly work the training to get that perfect balance, I'd massively appreciate it. Just let me know in the comments down below as always. And with that, I think we probably will leave it there for today. I hope you did all enjoy. I'm really looking forward to this career mode. I'm going to give it a good old go, try and get episodes out every 2, 3, maybe 4 days, and we'll make some good progress. But for now, like I said, that is the end. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one.